So I actually enjoy sewing palazzo. It's flattering, it's trendy, and it's quite chic. Adding a cargo pocket on the side is just a game changer. If this is something you would love to learn, please keep watching. This two-piece was just turning heads. So you are welcome to Sew Junkies. What you need for this tutorial, you need your rose fabric. There's already a tutorial on my channel for that. Then you need about 1 yard of Dutchess. You need about 2.5 yards of Ankara. Just fold the Ankara into four like so. Fold the entire Ankara into four like so, like you see me do. Then the next thing I'm just going to do, from the side, the folded side, I'm just going to mark out 3 inches. We want the leg of our pant to be wide at the bottom, so that 3 inches will just serve that purpose perfectly. So when you are marking out your hip measurement, you are going to be marking out, taking that measurement from this new line. I don't know if that makes sense. So the next thing I'm also marking is the 2 inches. Don't forget, the back and front of this pant are together, so I need that 2 inches extension. Then from there I marked the crotch line, and the next thing I'm marking now is the hip line. So after that, the next thing you will do is to just impute your 1/4 of your hip. The 1/4, you divide your hip into four and then add 1 inch and just mark it out on the waist and on the crotch line like this, and join the 2 points. So then you mark out your thigh divided by 2, and just extend it with a curve to that hip marking. So the next thing, I'm dividing on the waist. I divided the waist into four, like I want to fit the waist. It's going to be a band, a zipper at the waist, so I'm fitting the waist. I divided the waist into four, then I took the midpoint of that and added 1/2 inch each, 1/2 inch to this side and 1/2 inch to the other side. Please, if you don't understand what I'm saying, please let us know. We'll do a more detailed explanation. So the next thing is, I'm putting measurement for that knee line. I used 10, which is 20. Don't forget, knee line is divided into 2, and I also did the same thing at the bottom. I used 20 at the bottom. I'm just connecting the lines like so. So we are done with the front. As you can see, we are done with the front. Now we're going to do the back. We added 2 inches to the back measurement, the 2 inches to the back measurement. Then I added 1 inch to the knee line and 1 inch to the bottom. So you can see what I did. You can see I'm just using the curve rule for that crotch area, so it has a nice and smooth curve. So at that upper part, I'm just going to extend it up by 2 inches. I had 2 inches. That 2 inches, that's the 2 inches extension. That's the 2 inches extension. Don't forget, the back has a dart. So I'm not, when you know, for the front I fitted the waist. The part I use in fitting that waist is what I'm going to add to the back for the dart. So there's no extra allowance being added. So I'm just going to add, connect that extension of the waist, back waist, to the waistline of the front like so. Please, if you don't get what I'm doing, just let me know. So at that bottom, I took 3 inches and I'm going to slant it. I'm going to join it to that waist, to that hip line. From, do you get what I'm saying? From that hip line, I'm not going to connect it to the waistline. I'm connecting it to the waistline. The 3 inches width of the hem, I'm connecting it to the hip line, not the waistline. So you see, this is just what I'm doing. I'm just connecting it. Then I came down on the waist, the crotch, the front by 1/2 inch to have a slopey back. So this is just what I'm doing. If you don't understand, please let us hear it in the comment section. We'll do a more detailed tutorial of this wide leg pants. But if you follow through with the video, just try as much as possible to repeat. You get it, I'm sure you will. But if you don't, just in case you don't, let us hear it in the comment section if we are to do a more detailed tutorial for this particular palazzo wide leg pants with a cargo pocket. So now I'm done cutting out the back. The next thing is all the markings for the front. I'm just cutting it out. Don't forget, always you have two front and two back. So when you are cutting the front, make sure you count two pieces out. The disadvantage of cutting the two together is you might mistakenly put scissors on the four instead of the two, and then you you shorten the back measurement, or you reduce the back measurement. So we're done with it. Don't forget the bottom is wide by 3 inches. That 3 inches we added at the first time. So now the next is to cut the band. And the next is to cut the band. This is the band. We're just going to cut out the band. The band was is 3 inches wide, so I'm just using the piece left over at the side to just cut the 3 inches width measurement, 3 inches wide. So if you want yours to be smaller, it will still work. So I just like that 3 inches wide. You can also use 2 inches, and of course you can also use 1 inch if you don't like wide band. So that's just what I did here. I'm cutting it out. So please, if you've watched this far and you haven't subscribed, please, biko no, please subscribe, like, comment, and share our comment. Comment and share our content. It's really important to us, and it will go a long way to encourage us in creating more videos for your learning and pleasure. So the next thing I did here is fabric for the pocket. I'm just going to cut it out. I explained in previous videos, when I'm cutting pocket for trouser pocket, I'm just marking out about 6 inches or 8 inches, and I'll just curve it out like this. So like I always tell you, there's more than one way to kill a rat. There's more than one way to sew outfit. There's more than one way to do things. So for this is what works for me. I'll just cut it out and set it aside. I'm notching that midpoint so that by the time I'm sewing, I'll know when I'm sewing the pocket that is just what I have. So I still have a small piece left over after the 2.5 from the 2.5 inch after the trouser cutout. Here I just folded my clothes and ironed it properly to have a very smooth surface to work on. So I'm just cutting. If you already have your basic pattern, just bring it out and place it on your clothes, because there's no more serere on this particular cutting. I'm cutting the neckline about 4 inches. I did 4 inches because I didn't want a slit on this top. I did 4 inches. So I'm putting my ham hole, your ham hole of about 7.5. You can use your ham hole measurement, and then I'm just connecting. This blouse is just easy to make. Once you had your sleeve, you bias the neckline, you fold the hem of your sleeve, then before you sew it all down, you had your roses at the midpoint. Just place your roses midpoint to midpoint and just sew round the roses so that it relaxes on the blouse. Then the next thing is to just sew it down. It's quite easy to sew. Here I'm just connecting, marking from the armhole, I'm connecting to the waist, then the hem, I'm putting my hip measurement at that hem. So for easy wear, because there is no zipper on this dress, I just made it as free as possible so it will be easy for me to wear. But if you want a more fitted one, you can add your zipper allowance. So I'm almost done with the cutting. See, but I went back to increase my neck width to 4 inches, but the depth is 2.5. So this is what they call a boat neck. So I just cut out that boat neck and I'm done. Don't forget how I didn't show you how I made this top in this video, but that's because it was just a basic sewing. Once you had your sleeve, you bias the neckline, you fold the hem of your sleeve, then you had the roses, then you join the side by half an inch or 1 inch, whatever inch seam allowance that you added to it. Then the next thing, you are done with the dress after folding the hem of the top. I'm sorry if I'm saying dress where I should say top, please forgive me. The next thing is this sleeve. I'm just cutting out the sleeve in according to the length I want. It is just a normal 8 inches long, a short sleeve. So just cut out, just roll out, then fold out. Don't forget, if you don't measure your armhole in line with the armhole, to align with the armhole you have on your uh, projects, you just end up having either excess sleeve or excess bodies. So please always don't forget to do that. So I'm done with the cutting of the sleeve. I'm just going to notch that midpoint so that when I'm going to the sewing machine, I just know the notch line where it's going to be placed. So we are done. We are done. And I've already explained to you how to sew this dress. Once you had your sleeve, you turn your neckline with either a facing or a bias. And then here I'm just going to cut the cargo pocket. I used about 11 inches 11 inches long and about 9 inches wide. So I just folded it round with half inch. Then the top part of the pocket, I just folded it with 1 inch. I weaved it and I folded it with 1 inch. You can see what I did. I'm just managing this fabric actually. So please, if you have enough fabric, do well to uh, use a larger cover. So that's the cover. This is the main piece. The first piece, the large piece, is the main piece. Why that's the pocket. Why the other side is the pocket cover. So just as sew on a fold and flip iron. So now we're done joining the side of the pants. We're done adding the zipper. If you want to know how we did that, we have tutorial for that. We have shorts for that. So please check them out on our channel. So now I'm just pinning. I've ironed the main pocket piece. I'm just pinning it down. Pinning, don't forget, is always iron on fold so that you the line, the crease for the midpoint we align with the seam line of the trouser, like I am just showing you. So I'm just pinning it down so that once I get to the sewing machine, I won't be doing another arrangement. This one will just make, that's the importance of pinning. It makes your work far easier than you would expect. So I'm just pinning it down, making adjustments where necessary. You sew, that's what you do, and your cargo pant is as good as ready. Once you take it to the sewing machine, you just sew two long side and one and the bottom side of the pocket. Then you go over to the cover side, you sew straight down where the pins are, and then you flip it back, you do a top stitching on it, and you are done with your cargo pocket. Do the same thing for the second side. You do the same thing for the second side. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Like, it is very important to us. It shows that you enjoyed your video and you like us to make more of things like this. You like us to make more of this kind of content. So please, if you haven't subscribe. We'll be glad to hear your notification, to receive your notification, the notification of your comment. Thank you. Just pin is very important. It's very important that you pin your work. So by the time you are done pinning, by the time you are done sewing the pocket, it is to just sew down the inseam, the seam in between the two legs. Just sew it down and then you fold the hem. That's what you have. It's such a wonderful project to do. Thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. See you soon on our next post. Bye.